All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this one. Y'all remember yesterday we covered the video of, the police had stopped two men. One had a knife and the other one had an explosive, which was a bomb. And they caught them before they came to the Capitol. Of course, they tried to get in there to President Trump. So it was like really another assassination attempt on President Trump's life. Now, bring me to this video right here by Benica. It has been a massive change to Donald Trump inauguration. Of course, they said that he's moving inside because of the cold weather, because it's supposed to be really, really cold. And of course, it has something to do with that assassination attempt as well, along with it going to be really, really, really cold. So now it's like they moving it inside the building, and I feel like that'll be the best thing. You know, I wouldn't want it to be outside, no way, even if it wasn't for the cold. But we do know now that they moved it inside due to the assassination attempt on President Trump 2 days ago, and due to the fact that it's going to be real cold. But it's more information on that. We're about to get ready and check it out. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way y'all can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. Let's go.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald J. Trump, do solemnly swear.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Everyone was waiting for this to happen again. This is President Trump walking out to a absolute sea of people. Everyone and everybody who was there was there. Look at this, 2016. And President Trump has only gotten more popular. Look at as far back as the eye can see. See people there in the stands as Donald Trump takes the stage and is welcomed. You got the Obamas there, you got the Clintons, everyone's clapping. And you can see people all the way down the mall, way off into the distance.
Yeah, all the way back there.
To the Washington Monument. Ladies and gentlemen, this entire shot would have been filled to the brim. Hundreds of thousands of MAGA faithful and America First traveling to Washington, D.C. right now, and I know many of them. We ourselves have tickets to the inauguration, and good ones at that, but sadly, it won't be happening. Not the inauguration. The inauguration will happen. Donald Trump will be sworn in as president, of course, obviously. But this moment will no longer be happening. And there are some dark forces about, and we want to talk about them today, in all honesty. Some very smart people are telling us that it's not just the weather, but let's start with that. Trump's inauguration moved indoors due to weather. Trump is expected to be sworn inside of the Capitol Rotunda. This is what it looks like outside of the Capitol building right now.
Yep.
You obviously see people in cold weather gear. And it is very cold in D.C. It is expected to be around 10 degrees when Donald Trump is sworn in.
That's really cold.
But the decision has been made by President Trump to move the inauguration indoors on Monday due to freezing weather. Trump said he'll be sworn in and deliver the inauguration address inside of the Capitol Rotunda. Various dignitaries and guests will be brought into the Capitol. Trump wrote on Truth Social, it will be a very beautiful experience for all, especially a large TV audience. Here's the post with Donald Trump posting the cold weather chills, noting that in Washington, D.C., you're going to be seeing sub-zero temperatures, which is very rare for Washington, D.C. And a city that can barely keep it together as it is will not be able to manage hundreds of thousands of people falling over or having emergencies because they've gotten frozen. I mean, I get that. I see that. But there's something else going on here. I'm telling you, I'm convinced of it. We've been covering this. Here we go. January 20th can't come fast enough. And even though that initially opposed victory of President Donald Trump and Trump administration, I just want it to happen. It's my obligation to protect the people of our country. But before we even begin, we have to think about the inauguration itself. The weather forecast for Washington, D.C. is with a wind chill factor. It could take temperatures in the severe lows. There are Arctic blasts sweeping the country, and I don't want to see people hurt, injured, or in any way. Dangerous conditions. Tens of thousands of law enforcement, first responders, canines, horses, and hundreds of thousands of supporters will be outside. In any event, if you decide to come, dress warmly. I have ordered the inauguration address, in addition to prayers and speeches, be delivered in the United States Capitol Rotunda and was used by Ronald Reagan in 1985, also because of very cold weather. The various dignitaries and guests will be brought into the Capitol building and will be a very beautiful experience for all and a TV audience. We will open Capital One Arena. This is the sports arena in Washington, D.C. Monday for live viewing of this historic event and to host the presidential parade. I will join the crowd at Capital One after my swearing in. So they're going to host the presidential parade inside of Capital One Arena. Okay. All other events will remain the same, including the victory rally and 3 other inaugural balls on Monday evening. Be safe, make America great again. Okay. Everybody's saying something's wrong here.
Yeah, we all know what it is.
It's going to be cold. Here's the weather in Washington, D.C. It is expected.
Like I said, we already know it's going to be really, really cold, but at the same time, we know the other reason why. Because like I said, due to the fact he want to be, he want to protect himself and, of course, the people that's going to be there. You still got crazy people out there in this world. You don't know who going to end up getting past that has a gun. You just never know. And especially what he just went through at the Capitol where this guy tried to get in with a long machete and he had like 3 box cutters. So he had like 3 pocket knives and a long machete. And you got his other partner that was working with him had an explosive outside. So we know that's part of the reason, along with it being cold. So like I said, make sure y'all please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. We must protect this man at all times. We must protect him. Please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section, y'all. Let's go.
Around inauguration time, right here, to be in definitely below freezing, right? In the 20s. Some are saying it could dip down into like 10 degrees. So it is expected to be cold. But it's individuals like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Dan Bongino who are saying, no, there's something else afoot here.
It's something that we know what it is.
That Trump is doing this, by the way. I've personally attended countless rallies where President Trump spoke in extreme weather conditions, from cold to rain to heat. Is there a security threat other than extreme cold temperatures? Not only for him, but for the people. Dan Bongino. Great decision to move the swearing-in ceremonies indoors. Creates a lot of difficulties for bad actors. Doesn't solve all of the challenges, but will knock down some of the worst deficiencies. Dan Bongino, a former Secret Service agent, of course, who has been going on and on about the threats to an outdoor inauguration for Donald Trump. And what has he been talking about? Well, he's been talking about the malign actors, some of which have tried to assassinate Donald Trump just this last week.
Yep.
This last week, 2 people were apprehended at the U.S. Capitol while Donald Trump was there. One of them had a machete and 3 other knives on his person, and another had a car that he was trying to light on fire. He's trying to explode his own car. He's trying to blow up his own gas tank while the motorcade drives by. Dan Bongino has been talking specifically about drones, the largest drone maker in the world, a company called DJI, Chinese company, just stopped all geofencing around government buildings. There were drones flying over the White House the other day, drones flying all over New Jersey. Drones could fly right into the U.S. Capitol. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Bongino is saying, this is terrifying, and I'm worried about a suicide drone attack that could kill a lot of people at Trump's inauguration.
I've been warning you about the threat to the inauguration through drones. I've got a lot of sources that have been feeding me information. I am absolutely unconvinced that the Secret Service has a bulletproof, pun absolutely intended, plan for a swarm drone attack in or around the inauguration. I'm not telling you they don't. I'm not telling you they do. I'm just telling you what sources are telling me that they're not confident. Is it safe or not safe? That's a question on the margin, okay? I'm not sure. I'm just telling you I'm concerned. I really wish people would have reached out.
And see, just like Dan Bongino saying, he's concerned about it being outside because, like I said, there's going to be so many people there. Think about it. There's going to be a lot of people there, a whole lot of people outside. If something happened, whether it's drones or people shooting, you don't know where it's coming from. It's just a risk. And like I said, of course, to what just happened 2 days ago, that they was pretty much, this guy was trying to get in with a machete to try to stab President Trump. That's exactly what he was trying to do. While the other guy was out there exploding the car, I guess trying to get the police to run outside if they hear explosion so he can try to sneak his way on in the building. So it's so much stuff going on. So that's the reason why I say, yeah, it should be inside the building. But you basically hear Dan Bongino talking about this.
The Biden administration, of course, can't stand me. They have zero interest in anyone with any expertise in this taking an unbiased look at it because they just don't care.
Yep.
But here we go. Zero Hedge. Chinese drone firm DJI eliminates the automatic no-fly zones 1 week before Trump's inauguration. Oh, my gosh. What a coincidence. The judges ruled that is an amazing coincidence. What does that mean? Folks, for those of you who operate drones in these FAA restricted areas, there were certain built-in automated features which made it extremely difficult for you to fly that drone into an area the FAA says don't fly there, i.e. like over the inauguration. Well, this Chinese firm, can you throw that up again? DJI, which makes a extraordinary number of parts and drones themselves, just conveniently was like, we're going to dump the automatic feature. Now it's just going to be like a warning, and the drone operator will get like a warning like, don't fly there. And as you know, right, Justin?
So Dan Bongino has been, again, this is just one clip of dozens of clips where Dan Bongino's like, drone attack U.S. Capitol, drone attack U.S. Capitol, drone attack on Donald Trump while he's being inaugurated.
Yep.
We don't have the technology to stop hundreds, thousands of drones flying directly at the U.S. Capitol. We just don't have it. And so if malign actors wanted to do that, then that would be an easy way to potentially harm lots of people, kill lots of people, kill Donald Trump. You know, Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, declined Donald Trump's offer to attend the inauguration, saying, and I quote, "It's too risky." So is this why Donald Trump moved the inauguration indoors? Obviously, we're not calling him a liar. Certainly, when you have large crowds in Washington, D.C., and there's extreme weather, I've been at so many Trump events where somebody faints, and you have to pause the event.
Yep.
The individual faints. Multiple people faint because it's hot outside.
And that's the thing. I wouldn't say he's a liar, but I think it's more to it, and he probably just don't want to talk about it. But all of us that's been watching, we pretty much know it ain't just because it's going to be the cold weather. We know that for a fact. It ain't just because it's going to be cold. We know other reasons why he's moving it inside. I mean, we know that.
It was raining. Donald Trump finished a speech in hurricane-style winds and rains. There's something else going on here, man.
Yeah.
Check out this report from CBS today. Ahead of President Trump's inauguration, Department of Energy helicopters are conducting scans over Washington, D.C. for nuclear irregularities.
Let's look at how security officials are prepared after months of planning.
So, crane to your left.
Got it.
From only 150 feet in the air, pilots dodge buildings.
And tower to your left side.
Got it.
Flying in a grid over the National Mall to scan for radiological or nuclear irregularities, threats like dirty bombs.
So you're trying to create a blueprint of what the radiation in Washington, D.C. looks like ahead of the inauguration. Correct.
Department of Energy scientist Jacqueline Brandon calls this low-flying helicopter one of just two of its kind, her office.
If we find a radiological irregularity, we'll investigate it even further.
Highly sensitive technology sets off alarms in the air.
That's an alarm. That is an alarm.
So, it looks like they're scared. It looks like they're worried about these security threats. And they damn well should be.
Yeah.
Trump has 4 known assassination attempts against him up until the ones last week, where guys were trying to blow up their cars. Thank God they didn't get to blow up their vehicles, carrying in knives in the same building that Donald Trump was in. Ladies and gentlemen,
it's just a
thousands
risk.
of people traveling to Washington, D.C.
It's a risk.
They'll have to watch it in Capital One Arena. Apparently, Donald Trump says he's going to be there. So Trump is, just like Ronald Reagan, he had the biggest inauguration ever for the first time, and now we'll have the smallest one by being indoors. He also had assassination attempts against him. Ronald Reagan, of course, was shot. Trump's inauguration Monday is expected to now be moved indoors due to dangerously low temperatures. Expect Democrats to use this as a reason to promote the climate change hoax. Trump's inauguration is being moved indoors due to cold weather. At this point, just move it to Mar-a-Lago. I'd be down for that. 100% down. Trump's inauguration moved indoors. Trump to be sworn in inside of the Capitol Rotunda. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump will be using the Lincoln Bible, and a Bible that his mother gave him 5 decades ago. Ladies and gentlemen. Live look at Trump's bigger and better inauguration from a garbage truck parade to the YMCA. So I guess the garbage truck parade and all that will now be indoors. Okay. I mean, you know, it's going to be very interesting. The Village People are set to perform. Conor McGregor will be there.
Man.
Waka Flocka, maybe.
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. And the dump truck. So we'll see. We'll let Kayleigh McEnany take us away with the differences or similarities between Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan in this moment. I guess they were both shot, right? Live on TV. Here we go.
And as we look at this, this has happened twice from what I've researched, 1909 with Howard Taft and then 1985 with Ronald Reagan. And what's interesting to me is the Ronald Reagan comparison, because not only is the inauguration indoors, you have the hostage release, really right before Trump comes in. You had the assassination attempt, Ronald Reagan as well. Trump is kind of a Reagan-esque president in more ways than one.
And I think that what this represents, too, is that you don't have to do something just because that's how it was always done. Here's a president that, to me, hallmarks his decision-making in the same way, which is, let me assess the current situation. Here are the factors. It's not tenable to be outside, so we're going to move it inside. I mean, we see this stuff often with other large events, and I think the reality is that the storied history of this and the solemnity and the iconography that we're all going to be watching and how important and crucial this event is, all of that remains the same. And now everyone's going to be a lot more comfortable. And we don't have to look at Bernie Sanders memes and mittens on, right? The reality is we have here in New York, we're expecting temperatures colder than 2 years past, I believe, historically. So he's absolutely right to protect those Americans that are going to see this historic and wonderful event. So bravo for making a common sense decision that will, in the long run, protect a lot of Americans.
There you go right there, man. Salute to Benny. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. I think it was the right thing to do. Like I said, he don't want to see no injuries. Like I said, with these drones, the cold weather, anything can happen. Shots can fly out. It's going to be so many people there. So I feel like it is the right thing to move it, indoors. And then another thing, because of the assassination attempts, he had like 4 assassination attempts on his life already. So it's just more safer to move it indoors. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. Do y'all think that Donald Trump is doing the right thing by moving it indoors? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you all for watching, especially the ones that made it to the end. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.